Hello and welcome back to another episode of Father and Sundays, the unexplainable guide to absolutely nothing. This week's podcast, we are talking about the ocean.
We are indeed, and what number podcast is this?
Number 17.
I can't believe we made it to 17.
Wow, stick around if you want to hear more. Wow, we've made it to another week.
We have indeed, yes. Yep.
Who would have thought we'd get this far? Lovely t-shirt, by the way.
Oh, lovely t-shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
What does it say on it?
My t-shirt says Father and Sundays. What did your t-shirt say?
Father and Sundays.
Wow, very special.
Who would have thought we've got merchandise?
Wow, I know. Anyway, I am... just a couple of things before we get started. Mm-hmm. We hit a bit of a milestone. I mean, this milestone kind of... At this point of recording... We haven't yet released the games podcast, but the last podcast we released was musicals.
Yep.
Which was quite a big one for us. We put a lot of effort for it.
We did indeed.
And what we actually hit is we hit that 400 listens milestone, which we didn't actually expect to hit until the following week, really.
Yeah.
And it was such a big event.
It went down well by the look of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we'll get more into that actually towards the end of the podcast.
Okay.
As well. But We were so happy with that. Then the 400th listener, we sent out a special commemorative pen to, didn't we?
We did something very special for a very special lady, NJ.
Yeah, NJ, Nanny Joyce, my nan, your mum.
Yep.
She was our 400th listener.
Yeah.
Or 400th listen.
Yes.
It's probably the best way to put it.
That's probably.
But yeah, so that's a bit of a shout out to
NJ.
Not to Susan. But
Hi Sue, anyway.
Hi Sue. This is a shout out to Nanny Joyce. Thank you for being a dedicated listener, even though you don't even use the internet, which makes it difficult.
And all your feedback, all your constructive feedback, it's been
she said
essential.
some nice things about the Magic episode, didn't she?
Yes, she did indeed. Yes. So that's great. That's great. Talking about hitting things, right? I just want to clarify.
What a segue. That was very good.
I like that, do you? There seemed to be some confusion when I spoke about a pigeon that I killed. And I think by using the word I killed this pigeon, it made it sound like I was out looking for pigeons to kill. I actually, unfortunately, hit one with my car as it flew out in front of me. And I did say there was a lot of feathers for one pigeon. I just want to clarify, I'm absolutely sure that it was a pigeon. It wasn't someone dressed up as a pigeon. And I think it was only one pigeon. So just in case people think that's what I do for sport, it was an accident. I felt terrible about it. And that's why we dedicate the podcast to that said pigeon.
Yeah, he didn't feed a pigeon something that would explode.
No. It was very much an accident. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to. Yeah, I've been upset about that. A lot of hate mail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't even released that one yet, but all right.
I know loads of hate mail.
Yeah. Okay.
Surprisingly,
is it from yourself?
Perceptive people are. Yes, it is from me. Self-hate. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say at the beginning of it. That's quite good.
And I wanted to mention Nan, so I've done my bit.
Yeah. So, Connor.
Yes, hello, that's me.
Yes,
nice to meet you
picked, or, you suggested this topic this week, and the topic is the ocean.
Yeah, it's quite big.
Yeah. Why? Why would you pick that subject?
Why would I pick the ocean? Well, I think it's no real secret that I really enjoy marine life, as in anything that lives in the water. I've got my own aquarium. I hopefully will have more aquariums as time goes by.
Not while you're living here, you won't.
Well, let's see about that.
Yes, I know. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, anyway, I want to get marine fish. Anyway, I love the ocean. And the ocean's quite a big thing. So I've got a freshwater tank. And we're not talking about those kind of fish here. We're also not, we might mention reef kind of fish, but that's also a very different kind of scenario, river and everything like that. But one of the big reasons why I like the ocean and my interest in the ocean is it's similarly to what we discussed in the space episode, is how vast space is, how big space is, and how much of space we've explored and we know about.
Mm-hmm.
The ocean, which is on our own planet, we know very little about. we've explored a very minute portion of the ocean.
Okay.
And bearing in mind, we're literally here.
Yeah.
That's something that baffles me and blows my mind. It's crazy, some would
Oh
say.
no, surely not. Surely not that bad.
But just before we go into it, because I feel like I've said how much I love the ocean, how much I love life in the water and stuff like that. I also want to just preempt this podcast by saying that I finally was able to get hold of a PlayStation, and I put in a little bit less research and effort into this podcast than I endeavoured to, because I ended up playing the PlayStation 5. I played
What
Spider-Man instead.
a surprise. And how does that...
I discovered in Spider-Man that there's a scene in the game where they're in an aquarium and they've got like sharks in tanks and stuff like that. That's
Oh, well,
quite
let's
cool.
hope you've learned a lot from that then,
There's
because
some yellow tangs.
if that's all you're going to know about this particular subject, we're in trouble already.
Yes.
Okay, right. So we've established that you love... I mean, I do. I mean, I'm a sucker for the wildlife programs.
Just a sucker for wildlife programs.
Yeah, but particularly things like Blue Planet, and what's the other one? Blue Planet 2,
Yeah.
and that sort of thing. But it does fascinate me, and dolphins and the mammals as well that live within the ocean as well is a big fascination for me. Like
I
whales.
thought
I'd
you were
love
just
to
going to
see.
mention dolphins.
No, I mean,
dolphins.
I've seen and swam with dolphins, but I'd love to see them in the wild. I'd love to see whales in the wild, even sort of anything of that sort of nature. It'd be absolutely incredible, one of those moments in your life. I think that is people talk about bucket lists, and if I could go on a boat and do whale watching, and that would be definitely
Did you hear
up there.
about the, I think it was an island off like Scotland or somewhere?
Oh, what with the orcas?
You have the orcas.
Well, they've had that
Just
before.
a quick thing, there's a video recently with orcas,
Yeah.
and it just looked incredible.
No, they've had that before. I mean, we normally would go up to Edinburgh every year, and I remember a couple of years back now, them saying that there were a pod of, they are pods, aren't they, of whales
Yeah.
off the coast of, and near to Edinburgh as well. I mean, of all places, but it's just incredible. I think
They went sightseeing, didn't they? Went up Arthur's Seat and
Yeah.
stuff like that, yeah.
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 Oh, no, we're not going to go down that route again. No, and I actually ran there. That was why we're up there. And you run. Oh, that's my seat there. Pardon me.
You ran all the way from here to Edinburgh.
No, I got a plane, but we
coughed directly
But
into the
the
mic
thought
that
of
time.
actually,
Like it.
I wasn't seriously thinking I'd see him as I was running down the coast. But the thought of actually
Yeah.
witnessing something like that and a breach. I know Becky has been to Australia. Becky and Sam been to Australia, and
You
they've
said
been,
it. Sorry, the way you said Becky there is almost like you've forgotten her name.
No, I didn't know whether to refer to her as
Becky.
your sister, my daughter, but but Becky and Sam went to Australia.
The female one.
And they went out kayaking, another love of mine, kayaking. And it's weird because Becky talked about being slightly panicked when a whale swam underneath where they were. And I guess there would be some adrenaline running at that point. But
Yeah.
for me, that just would be, probably wouldn't be able to speak for a few days just because I was absolutely blown away by it. But anyway, yeah, I do love
And the
that sort of thing as
footprints
well.
they leave. She said that watching them leave their footprints is quite interesting.
And what
So-
from the wake of
So the way in water moves,
yeah.
and the way any particle moves really, but you can see it with water, and the way it just creates a stillness when they go back under, a stillness on the water.
Oh, right, and
water
literally
surface.
as a footprint of their...
Yeah, them
a
showing
shape,
up for
yeah.
air and stuff like that.
Oh, wow. No, see, I didn't know that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow, yeah. Oh, dear. It's going to be that sort of
This
level.
is a great podcast.
Already, yeah, we're peaked early with the jokes. Okay, so I thought I don't know as much. I don't know how much you do know about
Gosh, it's
the
a
ocean.
very good sentence so far.
Yes. Well, that's one thing I wanted to touch on at the beginning. I don't believe I end many of my sentences because halfway through my sentences I get bored with that sentence and think of something else to say, and it seems to run all the way through these. But anyway, we'll look out for that. So I went round, I asked a few people, tried to collect a bit of information about what people want to know about the ocean. So if I can ask you a few questions, perhaps you can give me a few answers.
Who are these people?
They're just random people. So let's look at the first one then. Okay, this is from Terry from Chipping Norton. How far down before I can't handle the pressure? He says physically, not emotionally. So how far down in the ocean can you get before it all goes wrong? Is it the bends that you get if you come up too fast?
Yeah, if you come up too fast. See, this is I'm not that versed in scuba diving and stuff like that, but there is a difference in it depends how is Terry travelling? Is he doing it by diving or is he going by submarine?
I think if I know Terry, if it's the Terry I'm thinking of from Chipping Norton, he likes to free dive.
Does he?
Skinny dips, to be honest with you. So, he tends to do it on his own. But, I guess, I looked at certain things to do with, as he looks down to see what other information he's got on him.
How often do you think you're going to drift away from your mic as you speak?
Quite often.
Yeah.
The deepest is the Mariana Trench.
Yeah.
Which is 35,802 feet below the surface, right? And apparently 8 tons per square inch of pressure. That's going to rip you apart, surely.
Well, squash you.
So what do we know what actually causes that problem? It does crush you like an ant.
Well, the pressure.
Yeah.
The pressure is caused by
literally
all the water being above you.
All the water being above you.
Have you ever seen just on a more physics kind of?
Well, that's what
thing.
I guess we're looking at here.
If you ever, a dam.
Yeah.
You're aware of dams, yeah.
I'm aware of them. Yeah.
They never built straight up. They might be built straight up on one side.
Yeah.
But you would notice that if you were to remove the water,
they curved and lean back, don't they? Yeah.
If you were to look at the underneath, remove the water from the upper part of the dam, you would notice that it's built at a slant, and that's because as the further down you go, the more pressure builds up, and that's purely because you've got more water on top of you. Similarly to wow, what a creak!
I haven't got the cushions on this seat, which means I'm moving around and it's really creaking. Go on, sorry.
Maybe we'll take a quick break in a moment for you to get cushions. But anyway, it's similar to like air. If you go up further into the atmosphere, there's a lot less pressure the further up you go. Eventually, you reach space and there's no pressure.
Right. Okay.
So it's just a matter of the amount of substance there is above you.
Yes. Okay. So yeah. No, I guess that. I know. I'll throw that at you. I know these are technical questions, and really, Terry should know better. So from that perspective, Sandra from Romford was saying about pearl divers.
Oh, I know Sandra.
Oh, do you know Sandra? Yeah. Is it the same Sandra? So I've watched some bits on this, and these guys, and they're quite often quite young people, young lads, but they have developed their lung capacity.
Oh, they're incredible people.
So they can stay underwater for longer than than me and you for a stop, which is not hard for me. But and that's shows you. I know certain people have got more lung capacity than others, but to actually train yourself, I suppose if you're doing something, it's almost like they've evolved to a different sort of state because of what they do on a day-to-day basis.
I mean, this is these people. I feel like we've mentioned them before, actually, on a possible other podcast, but I don't know if it was that or just a conversation. But there's also people that are so developed that they've spent so much time underwater doing these kind of things that their pupils, where normally your pupils would contract when you go underwater, they dilate so they can see clearly underwater. They actually see better underwater than they do on land.
What, people have actually...
Yeah, there's humans that pretty much live on the water. There was actually a documentary.
Oh, you started watching documentaries.
So
you are my son.
This is one I watched many, many years ago, and it was actually an incredible documentary. It's called Human Planet. I believe it was a David Attenborough one, but I'm not 100% sure. But normally the Planet ones are.
Yeah, 95% of them are, yeah.
But anyway, it was Human Planet, and I think the first episode was it's basically like people living in crazy situations. Crazy. The first one, I think, episode was water. People living in people, how would people deal with water, how they've evolved and stuff like that. People going down in big tubes, one person going out and luring all the sharks in, but not because they're catching sharks, but just luring all the sharks in. Other people that just dive and they literally live like on top of water. It's just
there's communities
stuff.
like that, but it's weird that people can adapt like that they have that sort of thing.
That's just evolution. That's just
but you didn't.
same
I wouldn't.
walking on land.
Yeah, but I wouldn't think of the human race being able to do evolve like that. I thought we'd evolved to a point. I didn't realise there was variations on there. I guess there's always going to be, isn't there?
Yeah, there's always going to be these variations. I mean, even just looking to the fact that I don't know. I was just trying to think of something general.
They're
here.
very hairy. Is that because there's...
This is because I get chilly, so I have a lot of hair.
Oh, right, I see, yeah.
Right, so just a quick break there. But we're back, and we're now at... Can you hear that? We're at sea now.
Yeah, we've chartered a boat, and it's not a very good boat, to be honest, is it?
Yeah, we remembered we were going to go to sea before, but we forgot.
Yeah,
so we've just had to leave.
We've got to do it quick.
We've had to go down Southend Seafront.
Because we've had to rush it, we've got just something like a plank, pretty much, and the both of us sitting on it. But yeah. Well, you know, needs must and all the rest
I wonder
of it.
if we're going to bump into anyone whilst we're in.
We might do, we never know. But I've got some more questions for you while we're floating around like this.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, but try not to, because you're swaying quite a bit there. Can you just...
I'll try, yeah, I can't help that.
Swaying away from your mic. You know?
I'll try. Yeah, I'll sway away from my mic. Yeah, it's incredible that we've got this technology on there. Why is the sea salty?
It's because there's salt in it.
But why? Why is there salt in it? That's from me.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's the question I've always wanted to know.
So it's just to do with more so the way chemicals react with one another and the formation of. There's a lot of calcium in the ocean, hence like corals need a lot of calcium and stuff like that. So I think calcium chloride is quite a common salt. You might sodium chloride and stuff like that. And there's just a lot of that in the sea.
Oh right, okay.
And that's
a lot
why
of
it's
that in the
salty,
sea,
it's
a lot of that
briny.
salt, right? Okay, so
It's just a chemical. It's just something that's I can't really explain.
No,
why
clearly.
why are rocks? You know.
Right, okay, I just wondered, because you've got fresh water and you've got salt water.
Well, freshwater. The reason why I can explain that if you want. Do you like me to explain why you got freshwater and why you got salt water and why they're so different?
No, that's all right, thanks. Anyway,
Oh,
what
wow,
happens,
I
what
really
happens
want to
when
now.
salt water meets fresh water?
I can explain the nitrogen.
It's like fire.
Sorry, what happens when salt water meets fresh water?
Yeah, that's from Olive from County Cork.
Yeah, so there is a big fight. No, it's actually known as brackish water when you get salt water and fresh water that meet each other. It's actually quite common. There's quite a lot of fish that breed in brackish water. So when you get something like a mountain, then you get the water flow down the mountain, into the river, normal water cycle and stuff like that. It flows into rivers, and as the river meets the sea, the mouth, the estuary, you get this mixture between the two, which is called brackish water. And yeah, it's slightly less salty water.
Yes. So my question was, does it dilute as it goes, so it gets stronger and stronger?
And there's a lot of fish that are, for example, there's quite a lot of puffer fish in the Amazonian rivers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're born in fresh water, and as they grow older, they need to move to brackish water, and then they need to move to salt water eventually as well. And their whole life cycle is built on the fact that they live up there, and then as they grow older, they go to brackish and stuff like that. And sometimes the other way around, but more
sharks. There are sharks that are able to survive. Only not all sharks, obviously, but some sharks are able to live in salt and fresh water, aren't they? Because they're coming up people's toilets and things.
There's some freshwater sharks. There's some saltwater sharks.
No, but I think there's a specific one.
Yeah, I don't know the one.
No. Can you? That's your homework. Find out for the next one.
Sorry, I was just thinking about the pressure thing again. Going back on that.
Yeah.
You've seen a blobfish before?
Yeah.
They always get a lot of shtick, blobfish, for looking really weird. But if you actually see them in their natural habitat, they look completely normal. But it's because they're so used to the pressure.
Oh, right. So they don't look like that normally?
No, they don't look like that normally, but people bring them up onto land and then
they look
their
really
body
ugly.
kind of
collapses.
Yeah, collapses
Wow,
in itself.
that is an interesting fact, Connor.
That's all right.
I've learnt something.
Yeah.
That and brachius, did you say?
Brackish water.
Brackish water, that's good. Right.
A lot of pufferfish and brackish water.
What's a fathom? What does that equate to in like feet and inches, or do we know? Because they talk about fathoms, don't they?
Yeah, no, I knew
And
this.
leagues.
I do. I can't remember it in context now. Do you remember? Because I feel like you've done some research.
No, I haven't looked as far as these questions, really. I'm just trying to...
Right.
If it weren't in Spider-Man, it appears you don't know what these things are. No, so I was wondering what a fathom is, and like a leagues as well, because obviously old Captain Nemo with his leagues under the sea. I think it was leagues, not legs. And I wondered what that equates to as far as... Because people say, 40 fathoms. When I'm in the pub and a load of pirates come in...
It's a length.
A length of what? I know it's a measurement, but what does it equate to? So what you need to do, if you've actually done that, what you need to do is put in one of those things...
Just off the top of my head, 1 fathom is equal to 0.000329158 nautical leagues.
Yes, but I don't know what leagues are.
That's off the top of my head. What is a nautical league? Well, I can tell you. On land,
many
the league
fathoms.
is most commonly defined as 3 miles, although the length of a mile could vary from place to place and depending on era. At sea, a league is 3 nautical miles.
Right, okay.
Or 3.4. So a nautical mile is different to a mile.
Yeah.
Right, okay. And a fathom, the longest of many units derived from a anatomical measurement. The fathom originates as the distance from the middle fingertip of one hand to the middle fingertip of another hand of a large man holding his arms fully extended. Right, okay. So it's essentially, it's a way of measuring things when you're at sea because it's just a vast distance and there's nothing really to measure against. So it's the idea of using something like your hand
but most of the people
against
at
the
sea
horizon.
have got hooks and things, so how are they going to do that?
Yeah. All of the pirates.
What a
all
nonsense.
Of right, okay.
Anyway.
I've learnt something now, and I definitely Googled it.
Did you? Right,
Yeah.
I didn't notice. Kirsty from Aberdeen. She
Aberdeen.
said, why do scuba divers go in backwards?
That's it's because they got flippers on.
What?
Because they got flippers on.
Why would that make any difference?
Well, you're going forwards with flippers on, you're not going to get very far because your flippers get caught in the boat.
Is that actually true? Don't Google it. I can't believe this. This can't turn into me asking you questions and you just Googling everything.
No, I feel like that is... almost. Apparently, they roll off backwards as to not dislodge their face mask or regulators.
That makes more sense. So it has nothing to do with their flippers.
And
Getting
also
caught in the...
to not get their flippers caught in the
You've
boat,
just made
Google
that
says.
up. Okay.
That's from the 7th of July 2007.
I've got... Now, this is an interesting one from Wolfgang in Ramscheid in Germany. Bermuda Triangle, myth or real?
Oh. I mean, it's real. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't deny it's not there.
Well, it's something that's talked about like it actually is an issue, as in ships disappear and all the rest of it. I think the Bermuda Triangle is just is there or is talked about just because of those things happening.
Right. So when it comes to the Bermuda Triangle, if I could say it, I think there is. It's not to say that it's anything that's like, I don't know, ghosts doing something. You know, like not anything supernatural or anything like that. But there is a reason to believe that there could be things that go wrong.
Whirlpools.
Maybe something like that, but maybe that's where the plug is. Because otherwise the ocean would just fill up, so there's a plug there.
Right, okay.
But no, but like magnetic fields and stuff like that.
Because
this is
planes have gone down as well. and
yeah, I
things
think
like
it's just a bit of a blind spot.
Right, okay, interesting. Maybe to do with sort of magnetic pools, because that seems to...
Swimming pools.
Well, no, what seems to happen with a lot of the films I've watched, and the Barry Manilow song, what actually happens is that the controls in a plane, whatever it is, That's when they're firing their machine guns.
A Spitfire.
Because they go and they can't see the altitude, or they can't see this, they can't see that. They crash into the water, and that's quite often what they.
Because the thing is the sky is blue and so is the water.
Exactly, so it gets quite confusing. Did you know, talking of which, the ocean has more artefacts than all the world's museums combined?
I did know that.
Well done. Did you know there are over 3 million shipwrecks in the ocean?
I didn't know that.
Well, now you do. Did you know
He's going to get higher pitch.
Yep, the oceans have lakes and rivers too.
Yes.
Now, I saw something on this, and that was just mind-blowing. And I think it was one of these Blue Planet things or whatever. And at the bottom of the ocean, where I think it was at the side of a mountain, it had pushed out like a riverbed. Mm-hmm. So you actually had water within water. It looked really strange because the salt was different.
Yeah, different salinity levels, yeah.
Within the two. Mm-hmm. So you had things that lived in there that couldn't live outside of it.
Yeah.
If it wasn't David Attenborough telling me, I would have thought they were taking a Michael. Like.
Well, this is the thing. Like, I know I'm going to go and mention SpongeBob now, because as a kid, SpongeBob used to go to the beach, and there used to be this thing that's like this water underwater, and it was like one of these things that, well, how could you have water underwater? But it's one of these things that later on in life you come across and you go, wow, that's incredible. You actually do have a lake underwater.
So SpongeBob's real.
SpongeBob's real. Yeah, this is what
the conclusion we're coming to. Really.
Also, that the biggest mountain range in the world is actually in the ocean. Yeah.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to be honest, you said to me when we were talking about, I think it was about animals that might be real. We were talking about Yeti and things like that when we went through a list of them. And you said at that time, we know less about what's underwater than we do on land. And
Mm-hmm.
we've discovered most things on land.
Well, 71% of the Earth, approximately, over I think it is, about 71% of the Earth is water.
I think it's a lot more than that, actually, if I remember rightly. But yeah, it's...
I said more than 71. So.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And I think there's about
5, couldn't you?
90% of the species on Earth live underwater.
Yes, that blows my mind as well. 95% of all life is in the ocean.
Yeah.
I mean...
And the fact is we haven't seen all of that life. It's one of these things, as well, with alien life, I imagine half of it to look like the stuff that's in the ocean. Do you know what I mean?
Well, there's this preconception about aliens being humanoid, and really, the likelihood is they're not. But, yeah, no, I get what you're saying, yeah, so... No, let's see, there's some things there that are just mind-blowing when you think about it. You think about all of the species that, some of which we see, some of which we'll see tomorrow, because we're going to the zoo tomorrow.
You said see.
Yes, I know, I've said it again. Wow. Here you go, there's another one. So, and you think about all the species of certain, or within the species, certain categories and that, and then you think that is just an absolute speck compared to what is actually in the oceans, Lord. One thing what's the difference between an ocean and a sea?
They're synonyms. An ocean, to be fair, an ocean is a lot bigger.
So is it classified as
sea is more local, but they can be synonyms.
Right, so it's not...
So you got 5 oceans and a lot more seas.
Yep. But there's no real reason why one is called one and one is called the other.
I think normally your seas are like a lot more local. They might be the bits that like between 2 continents or something like that.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But the oceans are a lot bigger.
Okay. Did you know that coral produces sun cream or sun protection?
Do you know what kind of coral?
Any sort of coral.
There's lots of coral.
All coral
really
produces a sort of sun cream that
It
helps
makes
protects
sense,
it.
yeah, because otherwise, if you give a coral too much light, it bleaches.
Yeah.
And you see it a lot in like coral reefs
Oh, there you go.
and stuff like that. If you keep coral, you're better to give it less light than what it needs than you are to give it more light. Otherwise, you will bleach it.
Wow. Well, there we go. Another fact. Another thing we've found out. Yes.
Need a lot
Let's
of
look at-
calcium to build up their structure. What's that noise?
I think there's someone. There's another boat over there. I can see another boat.
Yeah. Can you see who's on it? Hello?
Would you Adam and Eve it?
Oh, hello. It's Barnacle Barry.
Hello.
Hello, Barnacle Barry. We had your song on a couple of weeks ago.
Starboard.
Oh, what was the name of the song again?
Fidgets.
Oh, it was so good. I'm so glad we've run into you, Barnacle Barry.
SpongeBob.
Oh, do you like SpongeBob?
Tentacles.
All right. Well, we're gonna go now, Barnacle Barry.
Wedding.
Bye.
Wow. That was good.
Did you not want to speak to Barnacle Barry?
No. He's a bit shy.
Yeah.
It's best only to approach him one at a time, really.
We're both
Well,
on
it's
this
good to see-
plank together, though.
Yeah, I know, but I hid behind you. You remember?
Yeah. Oh, I remember.
Did you? Right. Okay. So no, that's great. Yeah. Well, I mean, I was worried we were going to find some pirates out here, but it was nice to come across him. Did you see his wife?
No.
You didn't see
No.
his. No.
No.
Oh, right. Because he's got a wife.
Has he got a wife?
Yeah. Starfish Sally.
Right. I was going to say starfish.
She must have been down in the hold at the time.
Hole.
Hold.
Hole.
The hold.
Hole.
Hold.
Hole.
Hold. What's this? What's happening?
The hole.
The hold. Why are you saying it in a funny voice? The hold.
It's not called the hold.
The hold. It is.
It's called the
It's where you
hole.
hold things.
Oh my god.
The hold.
Can we stop?
Okay. All right. Oh, well, anyway. Yeah. Oh, well, that's just good. I mean, I didn't realise there was so many fascinating things about the ocean that I didn't know. And that you didn't know. I should have guessed, but I didn't know.
Did you know it's blue?
What, the ocean?
Yeah.
It's not, isn't it? What? That doesn't even make any sense.
It's not, isn't it? It's
It
not,
is,
isn't
it's not that. It's isn't the ocean a reflection of the sky?
No.
I thought it was whatever
No,
it is.
it's not.
I didn't think it was an actual colour.
It just absorbs a lot
It
of
was
red
see-through.
light. No.
No?
It's blue.
Is it? You sure?
Yes, I guarantee.
What about the Black
It's-
Sea? What about the Red Sea?
Right. Did you know also the deeper the ocean is, the darker blue it is?
No, I didn't know.
No, the reason being is because the further you go down, there's only right. I can guarantee
Well, light can't
I can
penetrate.
Guarantee you, it's not clear because beyond a certain point,
Yeah.
the light will no longer penetrate. Therefore, it's absorbing some light. It's absorbing red light. Hence the reason we see blue sea.
So it's not clearly.
No, it's not
So
clear.
how comes water's clear?
It's not.
It is, isn't it?
Well, it's absorbing red light. It's absorbing very little red light. Hence the reason it looks clear.
Yeah.
But you get a lot of water together and it's blue.
I'm not convinced.
See,
I thought it was.
it's got a blue tint to it.
Oh, so it's got a blue tint to it, but it would look bluer dependent on sunlight and
No.
sky colour.
No. Why do you keep throwing this out there?
It looks green sometimes.
Well, yeah, algae.
Oh, well, that's
Because
another element, isn't
chlorophyll's green.
it? Right.
And algae's built up of chlorophyll, like all plants, most plants.
Right.
Hence the reason you sometimes get green bodies of water because there's a lot of algae in it.
Yeah.
Or other plant matter.
Right. Okay. All right. Well. Okay. Well, I'm going to look into that. I'm going to go down to the seaside after we've finished this.
Right, and
'cause
if
we
you go
live at
down
the
Southend
seaside.
Seafront,
Yeah.
you'll notice it's not blue.
Oh, now look.
No, the reason that's not blue is because a lot of silt, and people moan about it not being clean, but it's literally just because it's an estuary.
Yeah.
And literally the tide comes in, the tide goes out, and silt is brought up, and detritus and stuff like that is brought up from the bottom of the
Yeah.
bed, and that's why it looks a lot more cloudy.
Well, I'm looking over the edge of this plank at the moment,
Right.
and it is looking a bit brown, and that's the silt, is it?
No, that's just because you've made a mess.
Oh, well.
All right.
It was getting overexcited when Barnacle Barry turned up. All right, okay, brilliant.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Otter World. A world of otters. Otters from all over the world. We've got loads of otters. Honestly, we've got tons. Seriously, they've taken over. We need help. Please, send help.
Game time.
Right, and now onto a game. You've been preparing a game this
I have
week.
done a little bit of preparation.
Because it's not. I mean, we normally try and take it in turns, but you've decided to take on the game as most weeks you do.
Yes, Connor, yes.
Because I was busy playing another game. I was playing Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Oh,
Very good
goodness
game.
gracious. Yes, we know it's a very good game. Anyway, this is my game. It's down to you now to work out these particular questions or give me the right answers. If you give me the right answer, you'll hear this.
Again, this is the time where it makes no noise, and I know that what that means.
Yes. And if you get the question wrong, you'll hear this.
Right, so what you're expecting me to do is go through in post
Yeah.
and edit it, so I put in those noises.
Well, you don't
yeah?
seem to be learning your lesson about actually doing any prep on these things.
What happens is Dad gets very excited because when we first put sound effects in, he loved it, and then what he decided to do is he said, right, this week we should do it, and you should put in all these sound effects. I was like, okay, and then all of a sudden, it's almost every week I've got to go through and brush through and create an atmosphere and sound effects.
Stop your moaning.
But I'll let him have it because he's enjoying himself, bless him.
Stop your moaning and play the sting.
All right, let's hit the sting.
Fish quiz.
Wow, what a wonderful sting that I definitely heard just then. And also, these are wonderful stings. Are you writing these?
Yes, I am writing these.
Do you enjoy writing the stings?
Yes, I enjoy writing music, full stop, if you can call the stings music. But yes, I do enjoy writing them, yeah.
I'm glad. Onwards with the game.
Right, I don't know what that was all about anyway. Right, so the game is that I'm going to give you
Give me.
three animals, fish, mammals, sea-based creatures. And you have to tell me what the real one is out of the three.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
So, number one. Handfish. Legfish. Bumfish.
Handfish, legfish, bumfish.
Yep. Sounds like a...
Song, doesn't it?
It sounds like a... What's it
Handfish,
call
legfish,
it?
bumfish.
Redfish, bluefish. What, Dr. Zeus, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yep.
Anyway, now A, handfish, B, legfish, C, bumfish.
Sea bumfish.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
There you go. It's actually handfish, right? I thought you'd have known that anyway. Right, question 2.
There's going to be so much editing.
Yep. Is it A, boblifong, B, wibbly dong, Or C, wobbegong?
B. Wibbly dong.
Oh dear. It's C, wobbegong.
I don't know why.
You're not doing very well at this, are you?
Yeah, it's because I'm thinking about all these sound effects you have to put in.
Yeah, well, forget about that. That's something you have to do afterwards as punishment. Okay, number 3. Which one of these is real?
I'm going to say it now.
A. Easter eel. B. The Halloween worm. Or C. Christmas tree worm.
Is A.
Oh, Connor. We're not even going to get to hear the correct sound, are we?
What? So was that incorrect? Because
That was incorrect.
I've got to go in and post and know what these are.
No, well, so far, 3 out of 3 you got wrong.
Right, okay. Which one was correct? Christmas eel?
It was Christmas tree worm that
Christmas
was the
tree
real
worm.
one.
Right.
Yeah,
Where does that live?
in the bottom of the ocean.
Right.
Number 4. Is it A, a vampire squid, B, a wolfman winkle,
You're laughing. You can't even say the third one.
or C, a zombie fish?
Right, it's A. A vampire squid.
Congratulations! Here we go. Here's a sound. You won't hear this much. Well done, Connor. Right, on to number 5. We were whistling through. There's only 10 of these. This could be the shortest podcast, yes. Number 5. Which is the real one out of these 3? Is it A, the green-hipped catfish? Is it B, the red-lipped batfish? Or is it C, the bat-lipped redfish?
The red dip batfish. B.
Correct!
L.
Okay. Next one up. Number 6. Which one's real? A, peacock mantis shrimp. B, mantis peacock shrimp. Or C, mancock pea shrimp.
Well, I know what a mantis shrimp is. It's peacock mantis shrimp.
Well done, Connor.
They
Get
punch
another
really
one.
fast.
Do they?
Yeah.
Well, here's the sound for it.
What?
Number 7.
Just make me put the punching noise on.
Yeah, if you want to. Number 7. Which of these is real? Okay. Is it number A? Is it A?
This is how you normally read the
dear.
quiz.
Is
What's
it
up with
A?
your voice at the moment?
I don't know what's happening. Is it A, a sadistic meathead? Is it B,
It's you, isn't it?
a sarcastic fringe head? That's you. Or is it C, an elastic bowl head?
C, an elastic bowl head.
That is incorrect.
Oh, no.
It's a sarcastic fringe head. Believe it or not. What did you say?
I said, pardon my bottom, I just blew
Oh,
off.
right. Oh, nice. Number 8. Is it A, a slightly plump dragonfish? Is it B, a rotund dragonfish? Or is it C, an obese dragonfish?
Rotund sounds like something you would use. I'm going to go for A.
A slightly plump dragonfish. You're going for a slightly plump dragonfish. That is incorrect. It's an obese dragonfish.
Right.
Anyway, let's get through this. We've only got 2 more to go. Right. Number 9. Which of these is correct? Is it A, a dunderpuss? Is it B, a wonderpuss? Or is it C, a thunderpuss?
A, Dunderpuss.
No! It is B, a wonderpuss, and it's an octopus, but it's a certain type of octopus.
What type of octopus?
An 8-legged octopus.
Right. Okay.
Number 10. Is it A Sly Tom, B, a slippery Dick, or C, a crafty Harry?
B, a slippery dick.
It is a
Yeah.
slippery Dick. And you get this sound.
What sound was that?
That'll be dolphins, I believe.
Right, go on, do your dolphin impression.
I can't do a dolphin
Do your
impression.
dolphin
No.
impression. Do your
Could do an
dolphin
owl impression.
Go on then. Oh, that doesn't work. Come on, do
Done
the
it once, I'm
noise.
do it. No,
Do the
I'm not.
noise.
So I
He just
can't even
turned his head,
remember
by
how
the
many
way.
you got out of that, but it was.
I think it was 10, wasn't it?
No, it was definitely not 10. We'll have to count up the noises. Well, you can count up the noises when you put them in.
All right, I won't be doing that.
Oh, well, there you go. That was probably the quickest quiz we've ever done on this thing.
I know, yeah.
Certainly quicker than the game we played last week.
What was the game we played last week?
It was the Father and Sundays
the Father
board
and
game.
Sundays board game. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
good. That was good fun.
Be out for Christmas, that will.
Will it?
Yeah. And then put back in by Easter.
Or maybe Boxing Day?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Boxing Day, very good. Right.
Very good. Very
okay.
good.
So we seem to have skimmed the surface of the ocean now, much as we do with all the subjects we go through.
I feel like we could go into more with if we went
We could-
specifically into reefs.
Deep dive into it.
Deep ocean, reef, rivers, because that's freshwater and completely different. There's a lot of water in this planet, and I think we're only touching the surface of water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're only dipping our toe in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my toe's not even fully wet.
Was there a task at the beginning of this of how many things we could say like that? Because we've seemed to have really gone for the cheesy.
My secret task in this episode.
Oh, talking of which, if we could just refer back to that, I think that hindered us last week. I thought that was what hindered us last week, and we seem to have been exactly the same this week. But I was spending most of my time last week trying to work out what you were doing, and less about concentrating on what I was wanting to say and what we were supposed to be talking about.
Is that why you never finished a sentence?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the reasons anyway. Right, so have we got anything else that you need to cover?
No.
Nothing at all?
I think, have we had any correspondence in?
Well, I've had one come in.
Go on.
Okay.
You say your one.
Where are we? Okay. Dear Father and Son, in regard to your so-called musical episode, it's all very well you taking the mickey out of us pensioners, but you still haven't read my meter, and a formal complaint is currently on its way to your superiors. I can only imagine he's talking about my wife there, your mum. I'll ask her if she's had anything. Oh no, there may be a slight delay as I haven't seen my postman for ages. And that's from Crazy Resident number 1.
Right, okay.
Dear, oh dear.
Well, I've actually got a bit of correspondence as well. Now, my correspondence is a little bit genuine. Sorry, I've just...
Excuse me?
Sorry. I've also had a text from Mum. This could be feedback to our musicals episode. She said, quick question. Are you going to finish your Magnum ice cream? Mum said to me.
Has she sent that while we're doing
Yes,
this?
and whilst we're doing this.
Unbelievable.
Anyway, so I'm going to reply to her, but also I've also had an email come through, because I don't know if you know, but we've got a new website.
Yes, we have got a new website, yeah.
It's called fatherandsundays.com, and on there, on the contact us page, there's a form on there, so you can quite easily contact us for our brand new contact us email. And
I'll definitely be using that. Hand him a resignation.
yeah, but yeah, so we've had a submission on there. So I'm
Yes.
going to read out our submission. So this one is from, well, the name is, the subject is congratulations, although I think it should be congratulations.
No, if it's
Right.
congratulations, it's congratulations. You
Oh,
can't
right,
just
okay.
change everything to your name.
Anyway, the name was Becky Beep, which I can only assume is Becky,
Yeah,
your daughter, my sister.
yeah. Second mention.
Yep. Subject, congratulations. The message. Just want to say well done on the theatre episode. I mean, she's instantly wrong there. It's musicals, but we'll let her off.
So did she actually listen to it
Did
at
she
all?
listen to it? I don't know. Absolutely loved it, smiley face. It was very funny and I'm telling all my friends about it. I can't wait till it hits the West End. Ha ha! Exclamation mark.
Was that
Very
in a
good.
bigger font?
Very, very good.
Very,
Full-
very good.
Very, very good. Full stop. And then I also put a tick box in there that says, is your message a suggestion, question or other? And she's selected other. Just so you
Right.
know the full message.
Well, that's nice to know she's enjoyed it. I've had some positive feedback on that particular one.
Yeah.
And,
you got
you
one
know,
from Nanny Joyce as well.
who started it with I've been crying, which was a little bit worrying, and then she said listening to that particular one. So that's good. As we've said many,
I hope it was
many,
crying, laughing.
many times. Yes, it was many times. We do this for our own amusement. If it amuses other people, that's brilliant. It's not the be all and end all, and don't feel you have to like it, but it's great if you do.
Yeah, I think during everything like the pandemic, for a couple of things, it's been something that we've taken up during this time to keep us entertained because we're staying in most of the time.
Yeah.
Things are starting to open back up. I'm really looking forward to giving people hugs, which we should be able to start doing from this week.
Which was last week.
Which was last week in the releasing of this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So by the
and we're
time
going to the zoo tomorrow,
Yeah.
which was last week.
Yeah, so I'm doing a run at the zoo. So by the time this comes out, hopefully I've hugged someone. Wish me luck. Anyway,
If it's me, wish me luck.
but yeah, it's just it's nice that this has been something to keep us going. It's something we're going to continue doing post pandemic as well. I hope for a while yet.
Yeah, I
And,
think as long as we can think of subjects to not talk about, and there's loads of those, an infinite amount of those, we shall probably keep going. We'll try and find new things that to spark off. Like we've been doing these about
Still got to go
different
back
subjects.
to space, really, haven't we?
We did the musical ones, which was slightly different. We'll look to perhaps in a few episodes in the future do something else a little bit different as well, and see what we can do and what we can stretch ourselves
Yeah.
with.
But it's been nice having that bit of feedback from various people and actually seeing it sometimes physically on their face for the
Yeah.
people we actually know and
Yeah,
have
no,
met.
that's nice. It is nice.
Like family, to see them quite happy that it's almost that bit of extra thing, and we hope it's brought some people some laughs
Bit
as well.
of joy.
Yeah. But yeah, and that really, I'm going to mention it again. The website is a great way that if you've got something you would like us to talk about, have a laugh with, then you can certainly make suggestions on there.
Or if you've got a complaint,
Or if you've got a complaint,
I am more than happy if people want to complain and put stuff on there, because
if you've got something funny, that's great. As
then
well.
I'll read it out. You'll get a mention, and we'll get our right to reply, and it'll be lovely.
I don't know if you know this, Dad, but on each of the episodes as well, because of the new website, there's also a comment section, so you can leave comments on a particular episode if you want to as well.
Yeah.
You don't have to put it in the contact us form.
Can I do it?
You can do it if you really
I
want
might
to.
have to start doing that after each
Yeah,
one.
just
yeah.
leaving comments on
Yeah,
the website.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think I've mentioned the website. I'm just going to briefly mention our social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you don't want to go on the website, you can quite easily follow us on there, like our page, whatever. If you can like the Facebook page, that'd be great.
I can't. Yeah, no, I'm just moving again. I can't stress this enough. It won't cost you anything. It is all absolutely free. The most it will cost you is the time for you to press that button. So what have you got to lose?
They might lose time.
Yeah, apart from that time, if you've got a spare few seconds to
Just think-
actually,
What I like, just think you're on the way to work, you're driving, or you're on the train, and you go, I want to listen to people talk nonsense. You click on the Father and Sundays podcast. Where can you go to get that podcast? You can go to our website, but you can also go to Spotify or Deezer
the
or
Spotify's
Acast, or Google Podcasts,
and all the
Apple
ones like
Podcasts.
Spotify's,
The Spotify's,
yeah, and Apple Music.
yeah,
Yeah, is that one?
Apple Podcasts,
Apple Podcasts, yeah,
iTunes.
and Acast,
yeah. I
and
did just say all these, but okay,
Yeah.
carry on if you want.
no, because you always take the mick out of the fact that I don't know what ones they are, and I've been trying to remember them. So
You did mess up one just a moment ago.
okay, all right.
Anyway, this has been a bit of a long pre-ramble, post-ramble. Post ramble.
Yeah, it's going on
It is
and
going
on now.
But I think I've pretty much covered everything.
I
Have
have
you got
to.
anything else you want to mention?
No. I've got nothing else to mention. Just thank you, and for this week, until next week, goodbye.
Goodbye.
See you later soon.
Goodbye soon.